outsmart a big deer. Not just any deer, but a big deer. An old, mature buck is a different animal than your 2-year-old doe. And whenever you have one of those walk right past your stand, it's just everything you've done is worth it. So, I mean, I just love doing it. I just wish I could get paid doing it instead of spending so much money.
Ain't that you know how you become a millionaire hunting, Mike?
Yeah, you start with $1 billion.
You start with $1 billion.
I've heard that before, and that's the truth. That is the absolute truth. But all these new gadgets and stuff like that. I'm a gadget guy, and I'll give something to try. And if I think it's going to help me, I'll use it. And I've got a whole upstairs of my house is just full of stuff. So I mean, all the kids have moved out, and I've kind of taken over their rooms. And it's just looks like a museum up there.
So speaking of gadgets, like we've already talked about it on the intro, you're on G-Force Evolved Camo staff. I know you've liked the gear; it's performed well for you. What's your favorite piece of Evolved Camo that you've had to use so far?
I would say the early season, the lightweight pants and shirt.
Aren't they the bomb?
They are. There's like, I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but it feels like you're not wearing anything. It's early season around here. It's 90 degrees.
Yep.
And I'm a sweater. I'm not a little fella, and I walk. When season comes, I'm a lot of walking. I mean, I'll park the truck a mile from where I got to walk, and I'll just get there early and just take my time to get there. But this stuff is comfortable. It's breathable. And like I say, when you get there and you're sweating, it don't take 15, 20 minutes, and it's dry again.
Right.
It's not like a cotton shirt that's going to sit there and just stick to you all day long. I love it. That's some of the best stuff I've ever had.
So tell us about it. It was archery season. This is OAC. We love talking about bows and hearing about everybody's setup. So tell us a little bit about your rig, the stick and string that you got, man.
Well, the last 2 years, I've been Sick with the Hunt with Josh Martin out of Ohio there, and they've got me turned on to Athens bows, and I hadn't heard anything. I shot Hoyt for years. I shot Matthews for a few years, and I hadn't heard much about Athens, but we were sponsored by him, so I tried one. I had an Ace last year, and I just absolutely loved it. So I sold all my other bows and kept the Ace, and this year I bought a Revelation, the new one that came out, and it's actually the Sick for the Hunt edition. Josh has got his own bow. It's pretty cool, and it thing is a rocket ship. It's the Rev 6. It's a shorter 6-inch brace height bow, shorter actual axe on that thing. I shoot a 28-inch draw and 60 pounds. So, I mean, you need everything you can get, and my hunting rig is shooting right at 300 feet per second, like 295. Wow, that's unheard of for a
absolutely, especially for a shorter axle like that. Well, they are typically quicker, but to be that set up and to be shooting at close to 300 is pretty quick, man. That's zipping.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. I've started back in the day. If you had a 210 feet per second bow, it was pretty quick.
Yep, that's right.
You just kind of had to lob them in there, but no, it's quiet, it's forgiving, and for a little speed bow, it doesn't. A lot of people think that short brace height like that's tough to shoot. It's not. I shoot it better than I've shot any other bow I've ever had. It's deadly. 20 yards. I mean, I can hit dimes with it. It's crazy.
So, any other products you want to give a shout out to that you trust, or that you come to really like that don't come out of Mike Burks' pack? Even if you swap trucks before a hunt, what's going with you, man? What do you got with you?
Oh, I'll tell you what. This early season, you got to have a thermocell up here. You won't stay in the tree 5 minutes. As soon as you get out of the truck, because my lease is down by the Missouri River and some river bottoms and woods, and as soon as you get out of the truck, you can hear them. They're just waiting for you. Those mosquitoes, and they're big as your face. Without a thermocell, you wouldn't do it. For a little cheap gadget, it's the best thing I've ever seen. And like I said, Vortex optics, I wouldn't go anywhere without my Vortex binoculars and my rangefinder. Pure whitetail, I take a bottle of doe pee with me everywhere I go. Just kind of hit the trail on my way in there, pretty close to my stand. Trying to think what else I have in there. I got my safety harness. I wear it all the time. That's fine. What else do I have? Some of my peanut butter crackers.
There you go, man. Got to have a snack. That's right.
I do. I got to have my peanut butter crackers, and I quit drinking soda, and I quit smoking, so I can't take none of that stuff with me. So, yeah. But I told my wife, I said, well, you want me to live forever? I quit all this bad stuff. she said no. But no, I'd say a good pair of binoculars, is number one. I take them everywhere. I've got to have them all the time, and that thermocell. And I carry a spare release. I shoot a 4-finger thumb release, and I carry a spare. I've learned the hard way over many years of screwing stuff up. Keep spares of everything. I keep 2 releases and keep them in separate spots, and I've always got a backup for a backup for a backup.
There you go. Yeah, you don't want to put your backup release and your your current release, first one off. You don't want to put those in the same pocket or in the same spot.
No. Put them in separate spots.
That's right.
You separate everything, and you're like, oh yeah, I've got another one of those somewhere in here, and you find it. But yeah, I got a ton of stuff. I pack way too much stuff. But if I don't have it, I wish I had it. I won't use half of it.
That's right.
I always say every year I'm gonna thin this thing down. I'm gonna thin this pack down. Nope, and it gets bigger every year.
So, you're with Sick for the Hunt. They do an awesome job over there. Any other teams or things like that you're a member of? You want to give a shout out to, or have we?
Yeah, I'm a member of Missouri Whitetails. I'm on their staff, which basically it's about just Missouri hunting, basically. But they've got a website up, and we try to answer questions. And we've got about 30,000 followers on there on the web page, and people come on there and they're free to talk deer, they're free to ask questions, or we put pictures on there. We try to put the latest information from like the conservation department. It's an information type deal, and it's pretty cool. A lot of people get on there and ask us questions and stuff like that. And we try to do our best not to lie to them.
Well, with the size of your deer, I think any property for lease in your area, the price just went up with how big your deer was.
Oh, I hope it don't go up too much.
So
goodness.
With lease, the leases that's like the new thing is everybody's got lease. The other thing is public land hunting. What's public land hunting like in Missouri? Is it accessible?
Of all my years of hunting, I've never hunted public ground.
Okay.
But we have tons of it, and I've drove past them and stopped and looked at them, but I've never actually hunted public ground. I've never had to. I've been, across my whatever, knock on wood, whatever it takes. I don't have to, but I've had a family farm. It's been 350 acres that I've lived, grew up on, and I've got another 350 acre lease. So I've got 700 acres of just prime time whitetail paradise. I'm a lucky guy. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go, man.
The key is you can't kill big deer if there's not big deer there. So, you can have the best spot and no deer, but these 2 spots are absolutely loaded, and I've just been lucky my whole life to harvest several of them.
So you can't kill big deer unless big deer are there.
There's more truth to it. It's a simple statement, but it's so true.
So do you guys, you said you're in on a lease, and you've probably got other folks besides maybe your son-in-law that hunt on your family farm. You guys kind of practice a little bit of management. How do you keep your herd healthy, that kind of stuff?
Oh, we do. The neighbors have come in actually and bought the farms surrounding us. And they've dozed out there was a 250 acre farm to the north. It was just nothing but nasty briars and cedars and thick cover, and that was where the deer stayed. But now they've come in there and dozed out everything. They've dozed out all the cover and planted beans and corn, and just totally changed the whole dynamic of everything. And then the farm to the northeast of us, same thing, 215 acres, never had a crop on it since I can remember. Now it's covered in corn. So everything I knew about our farm and how the deer did, and I could tell you to the 10 minutes where deer is going to come through where, I totally changed everything. So we almost had to start from scratch and start over. But as far as management wise, we don't shoot anything. It's you're not going to put on the wall. So
that's a great rule.
Trips your trigger. Yeah, that's our rule. If it trips your trigger, shoot it, but you're going to mount it.
There you go. I've been in several groups or leases, and that's been our rule, and that's one that works. For sure, they'll think about the money they got to spend on him if they're going to pull the trigger.
We're not worried about what it scores.
Right.
I said, I've got, I don't even know what 95% of my deer score. I've only scored one deer my whole life, professionally had it scored, because it was a booner, shot with a bow, and I wanted just to see if I'd make Boone and Crockett.
There you
That's
go.
the only deer, out of all the deer I've got on the wall, which is over 30, I've never had none professionally scored.
Now your booner. Your booner, where did it come from, Mike?
It came from the farm.
Oh, man. Yeah,
it came from my family farm.
Oh, man. You better not tell anybody where that's at.
Oh, I know. But it's it's not known. That farm is lousy with deer, but it's just, we never have gotten the monsters off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my lease, it's only 20 miles apart, and it's down on the river, and it's loaded with giant deer. I've never seen anything like it. That's what just took me by surprise that I went back to the farm to shoot a doe, and ended up having a 160 10-point walk past me. That was a surprise. That's what we're talking about, the lucky part. But what's the sad thing is Missouri, one thing I do not like about Missouri hunting is what they took a deer away from us this last year. We were able to take two with archery and one with a gun. Only if you took one buck after gun season, which is in November. But now they've taken one buck from us, so you can only get two total. And if you can take two with the bow, but you'd have to split it up, one before gun season, one after, or you can take one with the gun and one with the bow. So now that I've taken one the third day into the season, I can't shoot another buck until November.
Wow. So you have to wait, even if you're going to continue to bow hunt, you have to wait until rifle season opens.
Exactly.
Okay.
See, that's the drawback to early, and I love early season hunting, but that's the drawback. In Missouri, you can only take one buck before gun season.
Wow. That is unique. I've never heard of a rule like that.
I know. It kind of goes with our turkey season. We have to quit turkey hunting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is...
Is that every day?
No sense to me. Say again?
Is that every day?
Yes. You can't hunt past 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Holy moly.
We have a 3-week season, but you can't hunt past 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean, it's just... So that cuts out the people getting off work at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, being able to run to the woods and catch an evening hunt.
Is that a prevention? I mean, have you had any issues with is the turkey population had any issues, or is that maybe prevention of reports of?
I haven't seen any issues with it. I mean, we're lousy with turkeys up here. I think. We had a good hatch this year. I've seen more poults this year than I've probably seen ever, and I've filled both my gobble tags for the last 30 years. I mean, we have tons of turkeys.
Okay.
But what I think the logic behind it was they didn't want people tramping around while they were trying to nest and disturbing the nest and stuff. But we've got people arrowhead hunting, mushroom hunting during that time of the year. Same difference.
Right.
So that never really made sense to me, but I don't know. It seems to work. We have a lot of turkeys, and
Well, it's always we like talking about that. Each state's got their own little quirks and rules. I know Pennsylvania, where Frank's from, they've got their own rules, but it does seem to work out for each state. Those wildlife biologists and the agents, they do a great job of protecting our renewable resources. And we as hunters are always happy to buy our licenses and tags and follow the rules and do our part in conservation as well.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, they do a wonderful job overall. I mean, they spend a lot of money on resources and, like to say, the public land hunting, the resources there, they do a good job. I'm not going to lie. I'm not bashing them. I'm just
no, absolutely not.
Wondering why, just what it's kind of a weird rule.
Well, maybe we'll get an answer. Maybe they're listening. Maybe they'll listen to the podcast.
Maybe so.
And we'll just have an answer.
Actually, I have our local conservation agent on my phone. We text back and forth there once in a while. I send him pictures of stuff I kill. So I mean, we got a good relationship with him. It's just some things I don't quite understand.
We'll have to get him and see if we can get an answer to that. You have to text him. You have to text him this podcast, and he'll listen and maybe give us an answer.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, Mike, anything else that you'd like to share about the hunt or just about what you got going on?
Well, right now, I'd like to say got a lot of honeydew lists going on now. Now that I'm done hunting for a while for big bucks, that's going to keep me at home a lot more. She's probably going to put me to work. So nothing exciting going on here.
All right. Well,
go back to work.
We sure do appreciate it. And again, congrats, man. What an absolutely awesome buck. And an awesome story, one that, like you said, you'll pass down and be able to share for a long time.
Oh, it was one of my, all the deer I've killed, it's one of my, well, I say that every year, but it was one of the most fun. It was great. And to share it with my family and them, it was even better.
Oh, yeah, and you've got, I noticed on your rig, you've got a Tacticam, so you've got a lot of this on video as well.
Oh, I've got all that on. Every deer I had come through, I put the Tacticam on him. That thing is amazing. That's another thing I guess I've overlooked. I get to thinking of all my stuff and I forget stuff, but that Tacticam is amazing.
I've heard nothing but good things about the Tacticam. I've yet to try one out, but I've heard nothing but good things.
It's great. I used to run GoPros and stuff as like second angle cameras,
right?
But at the fisheye lens, which you get, the big broad. This is not, but I tell you what, shoots in HD. It's stable. The